next, we do have Ken Parker, who is the Georgia Forestry Commission's wildland fire specialist for the state. And Ken's going to be describing sort of the state of fire activity. So we'll go through the 2021 prescribed fire activity and presenting that new online permitting system. So Ken, go ahead.
All right. Well, I appreciate the introduction there, Kevin. Just kind of give you an overview of what happened last year. As Tim said, we were able to get a lot of burning done last year in comparison to the prior year. In fact, we increased by about 200,000 acres over the prior year, which is still about 200,000 below our average, average being about 1.4 million. We hit about 1.2 million last year acres. So a nice increase there, but we'd like to see more acres this year. And it's, as everybody's mentioning, what we're here for is to learn about fire, learn how we can get more fire on the ground. And part of what Shannon mentioned is that meeting we've got coming up with all the partners. And I shared with them the other day, and several of you that are on here have heard me speak before. I've always had a goal of 2 million acres. I think it's something that's doable. I think it's something that we can work towards and is an obtainable number that we can get 2 million acres worth of prescribed fire done in this state. And one of those tools, one of those ways that we hope to be able to facilitate that is our new burn permit system. And we share a lot of our data with researchers, scientists, EPD, and the system that was our old system that was used has worked for many years, but it was dated and was missing a lot of data that we can collect. And so opportunity came about, and if you've been a participant in any of these council meetings for the last couple of years, you've heard about the system. It's been about a 3-year project. This has been no small feat, and I appreciate all of my team that's worked with me to develop this. And go in here and go ahead and share it. Oops. Okay. This is the new permit system that you see here. And this will be the page that certified burners. And I want to stress, this is just another tool. You will still be able to call the county offices, the dispatchers, and get a burn permit the day of or even the day before. But say you're sitting around the house, you're thinking about what you're going to do on Saturday. And instead of trying to fight through the phone system to get a burn permit, if you're a certified burner, you're going to have the option to go to this page and request a burn permit. And so we're hoping that it helps the certified burner, but it also helps our dispatchers and keeps people from having to be online or on hold for any length of time. So a certified burner, and again, you have to be a certified burner to use this system, you're going to request an account. And basically you're going to go in through here, you're going to enter your certified number, submit. And when it's verified through the records, we currently have had, since for the last 28 years, we've had 4,600 people go through the certification program in the state of Georgia. We've had 3,416 of those go on to be certified. So once I receive this request, I'll verify a name to your certification number, and you'll be able to log in. So when you log in, this is a stripped down version of what we're using. Obviously, there's no need for you as a general practitioner to have all the information that we have, that kind of stuff. But just want to walk you through what you see. Now, please understand, this is a first version, a sneak peek of what it is. There are things that we know are not functioning correctly. The goal is no later than January 1 to have this out there. When it does become available, we will go through the council, through social media, through all of our partners. We will get the word out there that this is available. But as a certified burner, you're going to be in here, and this is just your data. So in the morning, you come in, you look at here, you're going to be able to see if there's any weather alerts. You're going to be able to see, restrictions, and that means if I'm wanting to burn, if I'm a consultant and I'm traveling across the state, I can see if there's any restrictions already in that county before I even apply for it. So I can know that something's going on. And so what that looks like, and we've got some dummy ones in here. So you'll see the map and you'll be able to click on any one of them. And what'll happen is you'll see that, right here for this day, they've got land clearing and storm debris turned off because of poor air quality smoke dispersion. It could be that, on this one here, everything's turned off because of the EPD burn ban. So it's just a planning tool that you'll be able to use as a certified burner. So let's go in here and actually look at what a permit entails. So as a certified burner, this is your account. It's going to have your information in here. I'm just going to put a number in here so it keeps going. Got all your information. This is your contact information. We're getting a question, why cell phone? Why do we want to know who your carrier is? That's so that we can text you the permit number. Yeah, so it's a way to do that. We can email you a copy of the burn permit. We can text you the permit number. All right, so there's multiple ways that you can find your location. You can type your location in. If you want to zoom in, and you know exactly where you're burning at, you can narrow it down and you can go, I'm burning right here on the edge of that lake. You can get right to your stand. And what this does is it gives us a very accurate count of where your location is. I know EPD has done some verification work on some of our stuff and noticed that some of the lat and longs were off because of transposing numbers or whatever. This helps us to have accurate data. All right, so once you go into here, restrictions, if there's anything going on with that county, it'll show you what the restriction is right here. Obviously, this is, going to do this for, let's say we do it for Saturday. So I'm going to choose, we're going to do silviculture. I'm going to start, and right here, you're going to change your information. We're going to get started about 9:30 that morning. Oops. Well, it's not going to accept that. Let's go to the clock. There we go. And the duration of burn is not just how long it's going to take you to fire it. It's the entire burn time. And the reason this is important is this data is automatically being pulled into Vsmoke. So you're going to see, based upon the weather for your day, what the Vsmoke looks like for your location. So, we're going to say that it's going to take us from the time we start burning to the time this thing's out, meaning most of the smokes are out, it's going to take about 7 hours. Yeah, let's go with that. And I'm going to burn this. I'm actually going to do it on the second. So it's got that. So now I'll go in here and we're going to go to next. So now we're going to actually look at silviculture. We're going to break it down. Why are we doing it? We're going to do it for hazard reduction and wildlife management. It's going to ask you, again, ignition method. And this is just for Vsmoke calculations. It doesn't mean that that's exactly what you're going to do. Give us what your predominant firing technique is going to be, because that's how Vsmoke calculates. So we're going to leave it with head aerial. It's going to ask you, when was the last time it was burned? It's burned 2 to 4 years ago. It's going to ask you, is there any longleaf acres? If you have yes, it's going to ask you the number of longleaf acres that are in that stand. And it could be that your overall size is 100, but only 50 of it is longleaf. How many piles? And this is the little part that's different for certified burners versus when you call in and get a permit. They're going to know, when was the last time, how many days since rain? How much rain, estimated. What's the duff layer? How many inches? Are we looking to consume shrubs or grasses, and how much? So we're asking a little bit more information. And this is the part that I'm kind of a little excited about right here is, what will you be burning? Let's go with a mixed forest stand. So you notice that the pictures at the bottom changed. All right, so what best describes it? Is it upland or bottomland? All right, it's upland, changed. What species in here? Oak, pine, magnolia forest. It changed a little bit. And then what's your fuel loading? We're going to go moderate. And then you just select, which one is closest in representation of what you're burning. Yeah. And then you go to next. I did miss one thing. There's some discussion on how to handle this. In the regular permit system, we would have the landowner's information in there. And currently, there's some discussion on how to do that. So right now, back earlier in permit details, we would ask you in the comment section to enter the landowner's information, their contact information, that kind of stuff. So, because as a certified burner, you should know who you're burning for, and we want that on the burn permit. So here, involved parties, everything's good. Go to next. All right, so here is your Vsmoke, and it already has our location. This portion is not linked yet. We said shrub moderate. It's going out there, and based upon your location, based upon your time that you were burning, it's reached out and it's got the weather, everything for that day already. It's got my acreage in here. So all I have to do is everything verified, everything looks good. I run the smoke model. So now I have my model. And yes, this does not, based upon current date, I'm looking like this smoke's going to go right across Highway 36. So I'm not going to be able to get this burn permit. So now, granted, on the day that GFC certifies this, we're going to rerun this, because this is how it's going to be based. 48 hours before a burn. That's the earliest that you're going to be able to submit one of these. Up to 12 o'clock on the day prior. So if I want to burn Saturday morning, I can start entering this morning up until 12 o'clock on Friday. Because we
2 minutes, Ken. 2 minutes.
We want to have time to make sure that we can approve this. So you're going to have till noon the day before. So when we get it, we're going to start Friday morning, tomorrow morning. We're going to start approving these throughout the day on Friday to approve them. So you're going to get notification. You're going to know at least 12 hours ahead of time if you have a burn permit. So if you're a contractor and you got to go across the state, you're going to know that morning, hey, my guys can leave out at 6 o'clock in the morning before the office even opens up, and I'm going to be able to go out and I've got my burn permit. So you got it, you run next, verify information, you hit pending, it's done, save and send. And what happens is it pops up over there on the right that there's a pending permit. We look at it, and then we'll go in, we'll rerun it, so it shows me, and these are my permits that I have pending out there. GFC will have a whole list of everybody's permits, but this is what it's going to look like. You can see in the past, you can look at all your permits, what you've requested. You can have one in draft status. So, this is what we're looking at. This is what we're working on. I'm going to work with several of our partners over the next month or so to start doing a beta, some testing on this just to verify it. But we wanted to give you a first look. We wanted you to know what's coming. And we hope that many certified burners will take advantage of this, because we feel like it's going to alleviate some of that wait time on the phones. And if you're not certified and you want to start using this, please take advantage of some of the upcoming classes. I will let you know, I just verified this morning, we have a class in Thomasville for prescribed fire certification, the middle of December, and it's going to be fully covered by a grant. So other than your travel there, the cost of the class is free. So please take advantage of that. We've got that class limited to 45 participants, the first 45 that sign up. So, that's the introduction to it. Again, January 1 is the goal, maybe a little sooner, depending on how the testing goes. But that's your first look of the new early burn permit system from Georgia Forestry Commission.
Thank you, Ken. That is fantastic. What a tremendous asset to the state, just giving folks options to plan out and execute burns. That's an amazing system. Thanks for your leadership on that.